So it's now the end of season 1, and a lot of us are going to be wondering, what on earth do we do? How do we get to a new server? And more specifically, how do we transfer our items? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what you should do before moving to a new server and what you should take with you. So that being said, let's go take a little walk inside and let's go and have a look at these items. So one thing I will say, if you guys have got a weapon that you got out of the gacha machine and in it you could do it as a make a wish from this section, I'd make sure you go ahead and finish your points on them other ones that were in here. Obviously I don't have them right now, but you had the the Herald of Courage, where you had the Soccer, you got the Cage Prisoner, you've got the Ignis, and then you obviously had the Fire Master. Now, if you hadn't completed these, but you've got some Starcron points left over, and you know for sure that you like the KVD Boom Boom, for example, and you want to upgrade it, then make sure you go and complete that so you can get another section of that, so you can make sure you can go ahead into your blueprints, go down or over to the weapon of choice, and you can make sure you upgrade that up to a higher star. And the reason I say upgrade it to a higher star, because at max stars here at 6 stars, you get 25% more damage. So we can see it's 318, and then there it's 255. If you do the difference or the maths, it's 25% increase in damage by having all the stars. By the end of next season, I'm hoping to have the KVD Boom Boom up at level 5, hopefully level 6. I'm going to basically be going, when I go into my new server, using all the mystical crates to level up my KVD Boom Boom to the max. Why am I doing the KVD Boom Boom? Because when you look at it against the dummy, it does almost 0 damage. Oh, didn't want to climb up there. Let me go and chuck on my heals just so I've got my sanity up and I can actually deal a little bit more damage. I don't have the food on that. Obviously, we can put food on to give us a little bit more burn damage and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be doing that in this video. I'm literally just going to show you my brief analysis on why I think the bird build is going to be the best for the new hard season. So I'm going to go over to hard. You don't have to go to hard, you can go to normal, but you are going to miss out on an overall 10,000 Starcron approximately by the end of the season. Because if we say we get 50,000 per season, well then you'd add on the additional 20% that you'd get from doing hard mode. If you didn't know about the hard mode, then obviously when you go to sign up here, you can see that there's these green ones are normal modes, but then go into the red one, this is a hard mode, and in the hard mode down here we can see the Starcron rewards from completing seasonal goals are increased by 20%. So yeah, you can get an additional 10,000 Starcron. Is it worth it? It might not be for some of you, but for those of you who can play a little bit longer, then it definitely will be worth it. And if we look, for instance, my damage on this dummy right now is not a lot because DPS on the fire doesn't show like a lot. However, this absolutely melts bosses. Yet, like I said, it doesn't show like it's a lot because you're seeing there I'm only getting 4,771 proc. But when you pair that up with the Pyro Dino, and obviously you can have like the crossbow, and then you can have the melee. If I was to, for instance, just do melee, Dino, and my LMG, we'll then have a look at this. So let's pull that out. Let's go ahead and do my hit to proc that. And then let me go ahead and pop. And you can see there's these 50k, 60k damages dropping. And that is pretty significant. I'm getting 60,000 DPS. But not only that, in just one magazine, before obviously pulling back and going through to 2 magazines, just by the time I've done the end of the Pyro Dino, look how much damage I've accumulated. Here we can see that the dummy is currently sitting at over 1 million. And then by the time I've completed my magazine and the dino's gone, we can see just in 2 magazines, which equivalates to about 15 seconds, I've been averaging a 60k DPS and I've got 1.62 million damage, which is pretty darn huge. I'll make a build video on this. Obviously, let me know in the comments down below if you want that. And then I'll make it a little bit sooner. But as of right now, I'm not bothered about that. I'm just worried about you guys making sure that you take your gacha machines items over there if you are interested in, for instance, the shrapnel builds. Then make sure you go down the shrapnel routes. Now, why am I obviously on about elemental damage? Because yet again, if we go back to this and we go to sign up and we look in here, we can see that on the hard ones, for instance, and we go and click on the void balanced deviant here part, we can see that the countermeasures for the new season are going to be these: the cradle overrides, anti-voids, unstable bomber damage, power surge, burn, and frost vortex. So in the hard difficulties, these are the key elements that you want: burn damage, frost damage. And if you are in Europe and you want to join the same as me, well, then it's going to be PVE 01X0005. This is going to be the one I'm going over to. Obviously, I'm going to have a certain amount of invitations, so if you want to come over, then obviously let me know and I'll invite you. But because it's got burn, that's why I focused down a burn build. I think elemental damage builds are going to be insane in the next season. And then obviously in the new Wish machine, we're going to have Jolts. And we're going to have the Vulture. I don't think the Vulture is the best, but I still obviously will get it. Just in case there's some absurd builds that we can make off of it, but I'm not really too bothered about that. I think the actual bomber jacket will be better than this. But as we can see as well, looking at the full information of moving over just to hard, there's no point of really looking at the normal, because the normal is just basically the same as what we're doing, just tiny bit more difficult because we're currently on novice. So if we look at hard, it's got energy and hydration deplete twice as quickly, and the effects of full energy and hydration last for a shorter time. Deviance, stats, awareness, movement speeds, and attack frequency are increased. And in the territory purification game mode, the types of deviants attacking the territory will change and increase difficulty. The Star Chrom, however, rewards for completing seasonal goals are increased by 20%, and the amount of Star Chrom obtained from purifying Eclipse Cortexes and Chaotic Cortexes is increased. So I can literally click here and go over to the new season. I'm not. Now, why am I not? Because we know at the end of today, day close today on the 18th, for me, we are going to be able to purify once more. Now, I do know that obviously you can purify right now over on the new server, but it's also going to update tonight. So you're going to purify once today, and then tonight you're going to be able to purify again. However, you're not going to be max level, and you're probably not going to have level 3 Cortexes. So if we went ahead and got a full 40 Cortexes, it works out to be what, 4,000 Star Chrom. Let me go to access. Let me go to my Cortexes wherever they are, and we go over to our resonate filter. We put them in. Obviously I can't do 96, I can only do 40 per week. So if we were to deposit just the 40 that it requires here, we can get 4,000. Now, yes, we can go over to the new server right now and get 4,000 immediately, and then next week we've got a chance to, or after today, we can get 4,000 more. But you're going to be underleveled, underskilled, under-armored. You're not going to be able to do it on the hardest difficulty in hard to be able to obtain these 4,000 Star Chrom. So the best thing you'll do would be to do when the server resets tonight, do your 4,000, then move over as soon as you've done that. Now, you can wait for the full 4 weeks before you have to go to Eternal Land before you switch, and then the server would be progressed. But I think the best thing to do, obviously, because you're going to want people to do the same silos as you and everything, is to do your 4,000 Star Chrom here and then move over, and then immediately for the gacha machine, you've got 4,000 that you can invest over there. And then obviously you've got your planner crates and everything. When you go to the new server, you're going to have everything's reset. You literally go back to the mission. The reason I know this is I've obviously done my research, watched some videos, and messaged a lot of people that are already over there. If I, for instance, go here to this, we can see I've asked questions like how much does it cost to move stuff over, and stuff like that. So yeah, I've literally done all the research so you guys don't have to. So yeah, like, as we know, that is the best way to get an extra 4,000 Star Chrom before you go, and then you can take 40 Cortexes with you at level 3, but that's going to cost you 6,400 of your points. Now, what do I mean by points? When you go to move over, if we go into inventory and then we click on this little space-time backpack, everything that you have currently in this server, apart from the stuff that you would have got from your Mimetic, so if you would have had a like special gold ore or anything like that, anything that's in here you will not be able to transfer over. But if you've got stuff that you can transfer over, let's just say, then you want to make sure that you get that done right now. So what is one of the key things that we want to shift over? Well, the key things that we want to shift over is exactly what I am crafting right now in the supplies workbench, and that is an advanced logging chainsaw. And we want to get an advanced power drill, electronic rock drill, and we want to craft that to move over. I know it's got the little plus sign and it's got the treasure hunter on it. Maybe I just have to go for the rock drill, but they've all got it on it, so there's nothing I can really do there, unfortunately. But yeah, we want to make sure that we take these two over, or the best axe that you can possibly do. And with doing so, we will not start off with just a rock hitting a tree or rock hitting a rock. we could start off with being able to literally cut through everything really easy by having these. You can make a couple of them, so obviously if it breaks, then it doesn't really matter to you. My voice might have just changed because it just said, why don't I want Diamond Gear? I don't want Diamond Gear. Because, sorry, my voice thing's gone on my Streamlabs, not too sure. So if my voice has changed, I am sorry. But yeah, make sure that you get plenty of the advanced electric rock drills and advanced logging chainsaws. I'm going to take at least 4 with me of each. And that way I know that moving on to the new server, I am absolutely equipped until I can get better stuff or buy better stuff from other people in the world. Obviously, you need storage, batteries, and to get that, you're going to need acids and everything like that. Now, you can take acids with you. Is it recommended? Well, that is completely up to you. It's personal preference. If you used it so much in this world, then yes, I would take it with you. Like ammo, you can take that with you as well. So it's completely up to you if you want to do it. But in this case, for instance, I'm just quickly getting a load of steel ingots, and then you could even go ahead and use your Stardust source here to get even more acid or anything that you want. You could take sintered bricks over, so you can immediately craft stone when you go into the new world, which is pretty darn cool. And then in terms of weapons, you don't really want to take a weapon with you when you move into the new world, because it can cost you 11,000 out of the 20,000 that you've got. So to do a breakdown, for instance, if you want to take a Deviant over, which you're definitely going to want to take a Deviant over, each Deviant will cost you 800 points out of the 20,000 that you get. So pick wisely. I probably think I'm going to pick at the start. I don't really need a Digiboy because I can just go over to Silver Ore and get that. It's hard to get Silver Ore though in the first phase because it does have a phase thing. I'm going to take with me the ones that are the hardest. So I'm probably going to take myself a Wonder so I can do a bit of PvP. And I'm definitely going to take the Pyro, and I'm definitely going to take my best Wolf. My Wolf so I can do more builds. I'm probably going to take a Jelly as well. So I'm going to take 10, and that would be 8,000 of my points. Then my most important thing that I'm going to be taking over is any God Roll calibration that you've got. For instance, I've got a Neon God Roll Rapid Style Double Elemental, which is this one here. I'm missing a total of 1.4% elemental damage, which is not massive. It's nothing to obviously cry about. I literally 5.5 plus the 0.9. Yes, it's 1.4. Take that with you. Any other things that you think are important for you to take over, take the calibrations with you. They're 1,000 each, so 8,000 of them. Take some calibrations with you. That's going to take you obviously to 12,000. Then what other stuff would it take? Obviously the drills and that. We are getting closer to that 20,000. I would love to take my weapon, but like I said, it's not worth it taking your weapon. That's going to literally stop you from taking other things. You can take any materials with you and go down that route. But one thing I'd also like to mention is you can take mods with you, but you can't take, for instance, energy links with you. Energy links turn into astral sand. So what do I do with the energy links? Firstly, you want to make sure you do is go to the Manibus part here, click on seasonal goals, click on seasonal shop. And in the seasonal shop, you want to buy all these Starcrom crates. It's a total of, I believe, 4,000 Starcrom that you can get for 400,000 almost energy links. So do that immediately. This is the most important thing to do before you leave. If you don't do this, you're going to miss out on, obviously, a load of Starcrom, and you don't want to do that. If you want any of this furniture, make sure you get it, because when you move over, you're not going to be able to get it again. So if you do really like any of these, it is this season. Make sure you get it. It's phase 1, as we see. I'm not going to be taking any of this with me because I'm not too bothered about the bed or the desk. I do like this light though. The industrial light is pretty nice. However, I'm not going to take that with me. And then I do like these tiles. But yeah, again, that's completely up to you. That's your Starcrom on this server. And you could get it, obviously, with getting this Starcrom crate. But your Mitsuko marks, they do carry over. So there'll be new stuff in the new world. Or you can try and gamble it to get some of these. Completely up to you. I went and got the Manibus. That's why I don't really have any points. But we see here the following content will be carried over for the new season: Starcroms, Chrysogen, Mitsuko marks, Stellar Planula, Sproutlets, Side Right, Lightforge relics, cosmetic tokens, colourful badges, and battle pass tokens such as silver keys and battle pass experience. Gear blueprints and their ratings, blueprint fragments, weapon accessories, mods including mod parts, fashion cosmetics, character customization, data, poses, name card titles, and friends. Now, what I would say, if you want to obviously take over some energy links with you, the best thing to do would be for you to literally go to, sorry, I don't need to craft, go to your mods, a mod that you don't want. For instance, I don't want this one. Right click it, enhance it to the max. That will use up some of my energy links. And then when I go over to the next world, I can literally deconstruct this, get all my mod pieces back, and get energy. Well, you obviously get 70% of the mod parts back, but you get your energy links part back and stuff like that. So it's a good way of obviously spending your energy links. Or if you've got a really, really good OP mod, then go ahead and max that out with your energy links. Just spend as much energy links as you possibly can to do it that way. Or you can even share your energy links over to the other people. Other things you can take over as well, which might be interesting to you. If, for instance, if you have any seeds that you really want to take over, then make sure you go and do so, because you can take seeds over. You can take other bits and bobs. Let me quickly just remove some weight from my bag because I literally can't move. So yeah, you can take over seeds, so you can plant immediately what you want straight away. You can also take over food and drink. So if there's a food buff or a drink buff that can buff you up, well, then you can craft that. And obviously, it will cost you points to take it over. But if you only need so many, then obviously go ahead and do so. So for instance, we know in the next season there's going to be a lot of sanity issues. So you can go ahead and craft loads of sanity gums right now while you've got all of the materials. So go and do that if that's what you want to do. This is completely optional. Like I said, I'm going to be taking over as many of the most important things to me, which are high-level deviants, drills and chainsaws, just to be able to get me through to end game, or end level in the game, should I say. You can take over controllers, but would I take over controllers? No, they're quite pricey to take over. So it's completely up to you. Yet again, you can take some if you want to take some, but you get them quite easy throughout the season. Have you run out of yours? Probably not. So that means you're going to have plenty over in the next season. Then also, like formulas, this is something that I would do. If you've got spare furniture formulas, then make sure you go up and you disassemble your spare furniture formulas. Sorry, and my words weren't coming out then. And then go over to this bench, disassemble them, and then you can actually go ahead and craft some different furnitures. For instance, once I get another 3 fragments, I can craft myself a blue or a purple piece of furniture, and that would be pretty darn cool. Hopefully I can get something new, because there is quite a lot that obviously we haven't probably got. So we can see here interiors, but then we've got furnitures and stuff that we probably don't have unlocked, that are locked. We can't see them obviously, but I've seen loads of stuff that we've got in the game that, or I've seen loads of stuff in the game that I obviously haven't got. So yeah, that's pretty darn cool thing to do. So yeah, like I said, the checklist was when you go over to the new server, make sure before you go, purify to make it as easy as possible to guarantee yourself them 4,000 star crumbs. And then when you go over to the new server, you can immediately do it again as well. So that's just going to be 4 and 4. You could take Cortexes with you if you want. Take as many deviants that you've got that are of good quality. You could obviously take your best beaver and your digiboy if you want to help get yourself some metals and woods at the start. It's completely up to you. Obviously, if you've got a chainsaw and you've got a drill, you're not really going to need to do that. And then obviously, all your furniture pieces and that are going to go with you. You want to make sure that you take your best blueprint calibrations over with you, because the weapons you're not going to take with you, unfortunately. And then you want to obviously spend your energy links and get them star crom crates, because that is huge, and use as many controllers as you've got to get more mods, because obviously as the mods carry over, you want to do that. So if I have missed anything out, then please let me know, detail it in the comments, and I'll make sure I pin that. But hopefully this video helped. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.